If you're a maker or an artist, chances are you've sketched ideas on pieces of paper before. Sometimes simple sketches can become something really beautiful. In this video, I'm going to show you how to take this one simple hand-drawn sketch and turn it into a real clay cutter using Fusion 360 and a 3D printer. We'll bring the sketch into Fusion 360, trace the shape, turn it into a proper cutter, and get it ready to print. So if you've got ideas in your notebook and want to start making them real, this video is for you. Now let's start this project by importing a picture of our hand-drawn sketch. And I just took a picture from the top view of this drawing and I'm gonna insert it into my project. So I'm gonna go to insert and I want to insert a canvas and I want to place this canvas onto this plane. And let's have a look from the top view. And I want to rotate my canvas by 90 degrees. Just to make it in such way as I've designed it. So press enter to this. And the next thing I want to do is I want to set the scale of this sketch to the correct dimensions. And for that, I'm going to go to my canvas, right click on it and click calibrate. Now you see the mouse turn into a cross. And that tells me that I can choose 2 points. And I want to choose the top point of this sketch. And I want to click the bottom one as well. And at the moment it tells me it's 8.95 millimeters. And I want to scale it up to 50 millimeters. Now that we have everything to the right size, we can just start the sketch onto this plane. And we can just start tracing. So I'm going to do that with a fit point spline and I want to start somewhere here and just point after point I'm going to start slowly tracing my design. Now don't worry if you make a mistakes like this, for example, you can always go back and modify those points. I'm going to show you how as well. So let's finish this sketch at this point. And like I said, if you've made a mistake, you can just grab a point and move it to where you want your sketch to be. So I'm going to move these couple of points to get a more accurate shape to what I've sketched. And when I'm going to be happy with this, I'm going to take another fit point spline and I'm going to trace the inside of this cutter. So I'm going to go again point by point. And I'm going to trace everything into my design. Again, if you've made a mistake or if you're not happy with the design you have, you can just adjust every point into your design, something like this. Okay, so I'm happy with this shape and let's hide this canvas because we don't want to see it anymore. So we're gonna go to the eye and click on the canvas. And now I'm pretty much ready to create everything else I need for this canvas. So first of all, I'm gonna create a brace. So when we print this, it'll be all together. So I'm gonna take a straight line and I'm gonna choose a point onto this outside line anywhere, and I'm gonna go all the way to the edge of the other line. I'm going to do the same thing on the bottom. So I'm going to take a line and go all the way there. So that will give me this section that can be 3D printed as a brace, and it will hold everything together. Now I can just take this outside line and offset this by 0.42, and that being line width of my 3D printer, and that will give me the cutting edge. Now I'm gonna do this one more time, and I'm gonna offset this line again by 0.85 millimeters, and that will give me sort of a reinforcement wall. And I'm gonna offset this line one more time, and this time I'm gonna offset it by 3 millimeters, and that will give me a nice grip of the cutter. Now I want to do the same thing for the inside bit of this cutter. The only difference is that I'm going to offset this by minus 0.42 because I want to offset it on the inside. Now I'm going to take this line again and offset it by minus 0.84. And that's pretty much all the things we need to do into this sketch, and we can finish this sketch as it is. Now let's make some extrusions. So let's first extrude the cutting walls, which are these two, and I want to extrude this by 19 millimeters, and press enter. Next, I want to choose this outside wall and the next one onto this, and this is going to be extruded by 16 millimeters. Okay, and I want to extrude this and this bit at 3 millimeters. Now that we have everything extruded, I want to make these two cutting edges a bit sharper than they are. So for that, I'm going to go to the chamfer tool, and I want to select the outside line of this cutting wall, and I want to go, instead of equal distance, I want to choose two distances. And the first distance I'm going to choose is going to be 0.40 millimeters, so 0.40, and the next one, which is going to be the down arrow, I'm going to choose 1 millimeter. So that's going to give me a fairly steep transition into the edge of this cutter, and I'm going to say okay to that. And I want to do the same with this inside line. So I'm going to go to chamfer, and the first line I'm going to choose is going to be a 0.40 millimeters, and next the down measurement is going to be 1 millimeter, and that will give me a very sharp clay cutter. If you print with a 0.4, when you slice it, you will have some errors, which I'm going to show you how to fix. If you print with 0.2, you'll have the same, but you'll have less errors, only at the very top. If you print this in resin, then you'll probably just have a very, very sharp cutter. So let's export this, and because my printer nozzle is at 0.4 millimeters, I'm going to show you how to fix those errors in your slicer. So let's send this to the slicer and see what kind of settings we're going to use. Now, first of all, I want to make a copy of this cutter. So I'm going to go Ctrl-C, Ctrl-V, and I want to right click onto this cutter and mirror this along the x-axis, and that will give me two perfect cutters, one for the left, one for the right, and I'm gonna right click and center them both. So let's slice this plate and show you what I mean about those arrows. There we go, you see all the arrows here. You see all of these white points. That means the wall is too thin for the 3D printer to print properly. So because it tapers from a solid wall to a very thin wall, you will get all of these arrows. And these arrows can be fixed by a simple change of an option. So I'm gonna go to wall generator and I'm gonna change from classic to Arachne, and that will give me variable wall width, which means it can print a very thin wall. So you see now, if we go from, let's say, the front view and we look at the top of this, all of this is being tapered, and the 3D printer recognizes it as a thinner wall. And because it can't really go all the way to print the thinnest sections, that means we have to drop these layers by a couple of layers. So in our case we have 94 total layers, and if we drop one, then we have no more arrows onto that, and we can simply right click onto this and add a pause, and we can slice that again. And when we're gonna print this, the 3D printer is gonna stop at layer 93, it's gonna pause at layer 93, and then we can just stop this print manually and we have no more errors. So let's just have a quick look at that layer 93, and we can just drag this and we can see the entire layer being done. And I think that's gonna be pretty good. And let's send this to the 3D printer and see how this is gonna look like. Here are the cutters ready printed, and they have a very sharp edge. They are very sturdy, and they were made from an idea. So if you have any of these ideas, you can do this yourself. If you find this information useful, don't forget to like and subscribe, and maybe share this with your friends, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.